because that they produce some of the best long distance runners.
And so you think by transplanting these people, they will learn how to run, or is it
Well,
about
if
the
you take them there, they could see what it takes in order for you to be one of the best. And the only how you can actually learn is to actually walk in someone's footsteps. Rather than going and seeing it on YouTube what they do. But when you go over, you see how they live. See, they don't have all the luxuries that we have in the United States of America. We don't have the 3 square meals. We don't have all the vitamins. But I must tell you that there is a slight problem lately because the number 1 marathon runner in the world, her name is Jepto. She just tested positive for EPO.
What's that stand?
It's I can't pronounce the word, but it's a blood enhancement.
Ooh.
And what it does, it when you enhance your blood, it gives you more oxygen, and I guess you can run harder. So she just got busted.
So this is a synthetic
Yes.
drug. It's nothing that can be extracted from any natural kind of, diet or anything like that.
Yeah. You can't do that. So she just tested positive. So some people are like,
Do they test all runners or just some people?
well, only some people. Because if you were to test everybody, it would be like, it'd be kind of crazy. So what they do is that they can actually test you they can test you at any time. You could be in your home and they can just show up to your door and says, hey, listen, we want you to pee in this bowl. We want you to pee in this cup.
Yeah, hopefully not in a bowl, but
Yeah,
never heard of
put this
people
bowl in. Let
urinating in a bowl.
me collect a urine sample. And they got to go with you in the bathroom. Because what happened, some people put fake urine.
Someone else's urine.
Huh?
Someone else's urine.
Yeah, that's clean. So normally you have to have a person. And if you go to a meet, if you go to a track meet, and you got to go to the bathroom to get your urine sample, someone has to go with you.
So just to Kenya?
I like to go to Ghana, Tanzania. And the reason why I like to go Tanzania is because of a gentleman called Philbert Bayi.
I'm listening.
In 1976 or something, he was like the first African man. One of the few first Africans to win like the 1500 in the Olympics.
Is this all about sports for you? Everything is about sports, isn't it? Go ahead.
But I could go visit and learn about sports at the same time. Why not?
Well, you know what? I mean, I guess that's you do your tourism around what's
Sports.
important to you, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like if I go to France, her name is Rita Jepto. She tested positive for EPO.
Mm-hmm.
And EPO is called urethrin. I can't pronounce it. You might be, with your vocabulary, you might be able to pronounce it much better
And if
than I
it's a
can.
really long medical word, I'll probably be stumbling on it. But
Yeah, so I think a lot of things kind of revolve around me doing sports. Like if I go to Trinidad for Carnival, for example, I still run. I may go a party and come home 5 o'clock in the morning. I still run. I come home 5 o'clock. I go sleep till about 12 p.m. I get up and I go run. I still that's 7 hours of rest. And I still go and run.
well, I know that people, I don't know, even today, though, with all the technology that's available, all the media, all the ways of getting information, people still have many false misconceptions about life in African countries. And I think it's important that people get out.
You know what I tell most of my friends? Stop just going back to Trinidad and Tobago, man. Go see other places. Go to other places in the Caribbean. Like I've been to St. Vincent. I've been to Union Island. I've been to British Virgin Island, BVI, Tortola. Have you been to Tortola?
I've never even heard of Tortola.
Oh, man. Beautiful place. They have a place called Virgin Gorda. Oh, the beach. Then they have another place called Tobago Keys. I mean, you go to the Caribbean and these little islands, it will put a lot of these, like, I can't go to Jones Beach. People tell me, Anselm, let's go to Jones Beach. I say, are you serious? I'm going to Jones Beach? That's not a beach. They're like, let's go into the water. I'm like, so when I was in high school, my friends from my high school said, Anselm, we're going to Jones Beach this weekend. I said, Jones Beach? I said, man, I got to go to the beach. I got down there. I saw the water. I said, wait a minute. I said, you guys going to swim in that water? I mean, the water was dirty.
Yeah.
Absolutely dirty. I mean, you can't see anything but sand in the water.
You can see that. You can see the sand?
Yeah.
Oh, before it gets into the water. I mean.
You can see the sand in the water. Mm-hmm. I said.
Oh, do you mean as opposed to any wildlife or aquatic stuff in the water? Or?
I don't know what it was. But, when you come from, and listen, Trinidad and Tobago is not for tourism now. There's islands that are way better than Trinidad and Tobago. Way better. There's this one place called Tobago Keys. It's a little island off of Union Island. We actually got on a catamaran, and it took us to all these different islands. It's an all-day thing. Oh, man, the best. It's the best. The island give you food. You get a little rum punch. You don't drink rum punch, right?
No, I don't like rum.
Yeah, you got a little rum punch. For people, for non-drinkers like me.
All you probably need is like a cap full of something.
Yeah, to give me a little cap of rum punch, and I'm good. And I'm like, yo, everything okay? But let me give you this story. You ever went on a cruise?
No, I've never been on a cruise.
Oh, man, you got to go on a cruise.
I would never go on a cruise, I don't think.
Why not?
Maybe when I get old. I just...
It's one of the best. So, we went on Royal Caribbean. And you see, it's tough when you start up at a high level. It's tough then to go lower your standards, so to speak. So we went on Royal Caribbean, and then we went on the urban ship. I call Carnival Cruise the urban ship. Because we went on Royal Caribbean. Oh, my God. Everything was like the best. And then our friends decided to take another cruise. And we decided to take the parents, and they said, let's go on Carnival. Man, they used to have this late night snack. The late night snack was at like 12 a.m.
There's no such thing as 12 a.m. I keep telling you. Midnight, yes.
Yeah, the midnight snack. I'm not lying to you. I know we're gonna get back to the story. I'm not lying to you, but this is the truth. It's the hugest. If there's a word called hugest, it's the hugest amount of women I've ever seen having a late morning breakfast or early morning breakfast. One woman says, "Can I get 3 hamburgers, right? A large fries, with ketchup, or some steak fries with ketchup, and let me get a diet soda." And I'm like sitting there like, I'm like, you serious? You trying to, why don't you go all the way, lady? Just get a regular soda. And then we went on, I was in the
I think, is that the story? Keep going.
I was in the gym, because I go in the gym every day. I was running on a treadmill. So this lady came in. She was about maybe 250, I would say. So I was going zoom, zoom, zoom. I was like running, So she came in. She walked on the treadmill for like 2 minutes. And she got off the treadmill and she went over to the scale. I told my wife for this story. You think I was kidding. She walked over to the scale. All right. And she put this stuff up on the scale. And the scale went pluck. The scale broke. I swear. She broke the scale. So I was telling my wife, and I was, "Oh, you telling lies." They went to the gym. The scale was broken. She walked for 2 minutes. And she thought she had lost weight.
Is that the story of the cruise, or you're just all about laughing at women who are obesely, morbidly obese. That's a shame. You shouldn't laugh. It's just to help.
I'm not laughing at them. Why are you eating? Why are you eating at 12 a.m. in the morning 3 hamburgers and then you're going to sleep? Why? And then you're asking for a diet soda. I know you don't have a problem with that. But anyway, what's the story? Back to the story.
Sleep. But I will wake up and eat something like some, I don't know. Sometimes my ex-husband used to call it a midnight train.
Midnight train.
Yeah. Let me read this and then I'll make my comments on it. This was written by Ernest Owens, an award-winning multimedia journalist. 5 lessons traveling to Africa taught me about being black in America. Recently, I had the pleasure of traveling to Ghana for 10 days to explore the history and culture of the region. And contrary to Americans' heightened fear that traveling to West Africa would give me Ebola, I'm fortunate to reassure you that I am happy and healthy. Now that your potential condition hysteria is reduced, here's something you should be concerned about. Black America, we have so much to actually learn about Africa. And yes, it does matter. For far too long, our perceptions have been negatively impacted by white-dominated narratives that have plagued our grade school textbooks and public discourse of the motherland. The separation between our people across the diaspora is not geographic, but is philosophic. And while both sides can assess blame on boasting superiority against the other, Black Americans' constant dismissal of the continent in our identity makes us the bigger culprit. I, too, was once guilty of this, but sometimes it takes one to go back and redirect the masses. Consider this my form of Sankofa. These were 5 of my major takeaways during what has now become my restored relationship to the ancestral homeland. Privilege is real. During my stay in Ghana, for the first time in my life, I felt what it was like to be in the majority. Most of the population is black, and the experience of seeing my skin color on nearly every television station, public arena, and facet of society gave me a psychological gratification and confidence, a sense of pride that allowed me to walk in the street without feeling targeted, a level of high self-esteem when I told people my professional aspirations and was sincerely heard and not interrogated. My time in Africa gave me a first-hand look at what it feels like not to be a second-class citizen in society. It showed me how much America has tried to ignore the existence of white privilege, which is actually ingrained. On the lighter note, please don't believe American companies when they say that they cannot produce quality black television commercials and programs. I saw tons that would put ours to shame. 2. Understanding slavery in the past explains the current struggles of today. Get over it, they tell us back home in the United States. There's absolutely no way we can and should when it paints a larger picture of the current systematic obstructions that are relevant to our present. In Africa, slavery is discussed, and they actually have renowned museums and tourist attractions that cater specifically to the topic. I'm still waiting, America. When visiting the former Elmina slave castles near the coast of Ghana, I felt a sudden sense of immediate anger, emotion, and frustration in how much of the manipulation and strategic disenfranchisements blacks faced then are still prevalent. Same crap, just a different day. 3. Sorry, Raven Simone, but we are indeed African Americans. Just because you cannot find your exact roots on the continent doesn't mean that they aren't a part of your This is a mistake student made. I'm sorry. A part of your ethnic makeup. That would be just as dumb as assuming that not knowing your father means that you were conceived by one. Coming to the realization of what it means to be an African American rather than simply American gives me an honest rationale as to why I face the current obstacles in a nation that speaks of equality and justice for all. Furthermore, it reteaches me that my legacy didn't start when my ancestors entered the West from slave ships. That's only the second half of my identity. But there was an enriched culture before America, and that was in Africa. 4. Oppression of black people is an international concern. Just as we fight for justice in Ferguson here in